Hi everybody, it is Dr. Deborah Blumenau here. I'm a psychologist and I make Hilchot Brachot videos for the sake of the peacefulness of our dear soldiers. In the past two videos we discussed the laws of Netilat Yadaim and the different kinds of Netilah for different purposes. I did leave you with a question of what is the nitty-gritty halachot of why, supposedly nitty-gritty. Sometimes we have to rub our hands, sometimes wash just once, sometimes twice, sometimes 3 times in an alternate manner. What is this all about? So I told you that I will be delving into a more Kabbalistic field, which is the field of auras, and try and answer the question there. There is a machine which checks auras of people. And auras are the energy fields that are all around a person that protects a person. If you would like to see for yourself, if you go into channel Arutz 2000 and you go into the topic of Hilot, you'll see that some of the material that I'll be sharing with you today appears there. So in those videos, a rabbi took a guy that was a model, happened to be a model, and he sat next to the rabbi, next to a person that checks Hilot, that checks auras. And what he was told to do is he was told to put his hand on the special pad which was connected to the machine, and then you could see that the aura around him wasn't perfect. It was yellow and green, as well as his chakras, the 7 chakras, were not very strong in terms of the power of them. Then they asked him to do Netilat Yadaim, as in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then he came back, he put his hand back on the machine. And surprisingly enough, the aura became completely whole. Then the chakras were a lot stronger. You could see on the reading of each chakra itself. And the color turned slowly to blue. So yellow and green are neutral colors, then light blue is more spiritual, blue is more spiritual, purple is even more spiritual, light white is the most. So it turned into blue. So that was the effect of 1 minute or less of Netilat Yadayim. Then different material, different people checked women before mikveh and after mikveh, and they saw that their hila, that the aura also with them was totally different before mikveh and right after. Then they asked this model to put the hand again on the machine, and they checked again his aura a bit later. It was back to yellow and green. And then they asked him to start saying Tehillim. So he said Tehillim loud. And already after a few psukim, you could see that his aura started to change. The color slowly but surely started to change to more spiritual colors. Then on a different occasion, or a bit later, they asked him to read the Zohar Kadosh, so the mystical part of the Torah. And he was reading it, and you could see how slowly but surely his aura was changing. And the guy that owns the machine said that in half an hour his aura is going to be very, very, very strong. It's going to be whole, the chakras are going to be extremely strong, and the aura is going to be purple and white. Then same guy, he was asked to be checked without tzitzis, and the same guy with tzitzis. And again you could see the difference in the colors of the aura, the completeness of the aura and the chakras. Then there is another video, if you go into the channel of Olam HaYahadut VeHaKabbalah, and the name of the video is Hashpa'at HaTefillin Alayla, the influence of tefillin on your chakras. The name of the person that was involved, that was doing all of this testing, his name is Shlomi Sandak, even who is doesn't seem like he's affiliated with the Torah too much. And he said that he was doing a lot of chakra work and spiritual work and this aura work through meditation, positive thinking, deep relaxation, and then they check the aura before and after. And a young man, not religious, came to him with a pair of tefillin, and he said, "Hey, I read that if you put on tefillin, your chakra turns into purple, which is a spiritual color. Can we try it?" So Shlomi said to him, do me a favor, don't waste your time and don't waste your money. It's not what I check here, it's not what I do. I don't think it's going to make any difference. But the young man insisted. So fine, Shlomi asked him to put the hand on the machine, checked him, his aura was yellow. Then he put on tefillin, and this young man doesn't normally put on tefillin. Put on tefillin, and what do we see? What did he see? That the aura turned into purple, just like the young man said. So the young man said to Shlomi, why don't you put on tefillin? Shlomi doesn't normally put on tefillin. He said, okay, we can try. And again, from yellow, it turned into green, light blue, blue, purple. So by him also it turned into purple. Then Shlomi really liked this idea and the experiment. So what he did was he he asked many non-frum people if they would like to be tested with tefillin. And he did dozens and dozens of testing, and each and every time it didn't fail. The aura turned from a neutral color to a very spiritual color, to a whole aura, completely whole, and strong chakras, and it turned into purple. He explains that when the aura is not complete, when there are dents and holes, it means that now you're more susceptible to hurts, like as in emotional hurts, and to sicknesses. Interesting. Then one guy came to him and he put on tefillin and didn't make any difference. He stayed yellow. So Shlomi said to him jokingly, well, maybe your tefillin are not kosher. So the man said, that's not possible. I checked them 3 weeks ago. They are 100% kosher. So Shlomi said, well, what's going to hurt if you test again? Just try it again. Let them be checked again. So the man took the tefillin to be checked again, maybe by somebody else this time. And indeed, they were pasul. They fixed the tefillin, and then it worked. Shlomi is saying, I don't really understand how this works with tefillin, and especially if one letter is missing. If one yud is missing, or even at the top of the one yud is missing, the whole experiment doesn't work. The aura doesn't change. How does it work? But because we all use our physical brain, which is very limited, we cannot understand how the mitzvot tap into very specific spiritual sparks and powers in the worlds up there. And it's only when we do a mitzvah completely and complete with all the requirements do we manage to actually tap into that spiritual power and bring it upon us. Similar to a laser. A laser has to be so exact where it touches, otherwise it's going to ruin things, and it's certainly not going to heal or do the work that it is supposed to be doing. Then Shlomi asked for 100 different pairs of tefillin, which some of them would be kosher and some of them not, and he has got no idea which ones are kosher or not. Then he put them on people, and with 99% accuracy he was able to tell this tefillin are kosher and this tefillin are not. Obviously they needed checking, but it was confirmed 99%. Then the rabbi that was doing this experiment this time with Shlomi was asked to collect somebody from the street who never puts on tefillin. So he went around and he asked, and there was one guy that was very nice. He said, yes, I'm very happy to be a part of this experiment. Okay, so he collected him from the road together with his girlfriend, and off they went to Shlomi. This man never goes to shul, never puts on tefillin, and his aura was yellow and green and changed. You could see with the tefillin. The first put on him tefillin of Rashi. There are two different kinds, Rashi and Rabbeinu Tam. The Parshios order are different, and the aura changed with Rashi. Then they put on him Rabbeinu Tam, and again the aura changed, was just as good. And then they took off the tefillin. He still had the yarmulke on and the talis, but without tefillin. And there you could see that the aura started dropping. He did have some flashes of blue, but it wasn't at all the same as when he had tefillin on. And so now we can understand when it comes to Netilat Yadaim that it's not just nitty gritty, yes, no, 1, 2, 3 times, 1, 2, 1, 2. It's not random. Everything is very precise, and it taps into spiritual powers that our naked eye cannot understand, that us as human beings cannot really comprehend. But when we do it properly according to halacha, we will see the benefit in Olam Haba, and we might even feel the benefit in Olam Hazeh. So thank you so much for tuning in. I do appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you in my next video. Thank you.